Hi, my name's Elise, and I'm here to talk to you about trans representation in media. Specifically, I'm here to talk to you about zombies. Trans zombies. 2018 into 2019, here we go. Okay, so Zombieland Saga, basically, if you aren't familiar with it, was an anime that came out late last year, 2018, and it centers around, spoilers, a group of girls who are formed into an idol group in order to save Saga Prefecture. I'm not entirely sure what they're saving it from, just economic stagnation, I suppose. Just trying to make the whole area look cool, but it's all kind of, masterminded by this guy that's wearing sunglasses all the time. I think his name's Kotaro or something like that. I didn't do any research. I just put the camera down. I started fucking filming. We're doing this off the fucking cuff. I don't give a shit. So basically what happened is that in episode 8, again, spoilers. I don't want to emphasize that I'm going to be going into spoilers here, but in episode 8 we get Lily's backstory, Lily being the 7-year-old former child star who is in the band. And long story short, she used to be a child star. Her father was her agent. She wanted to get on TV to make him happy, but he just really wanted to he worked her. He just fucking constantly working, no time to rest. You're constantly doing TV spots, doing shows, and all this stuff. So she got super just exhausted, fatigued. She was stressed out. There's a scene where she has this bags under her eyes, a pre-death scene. And after a while of this, she at some point is on a show and has a bit of leg hair showing. And this stresses her the hell out because that means puberty's coming. And she's trans. It just kind of slowly comes to light over time that actually she's trans. And that her father still refers to her as her dead name, which is a little weird, but it was kind of a plot device, so I'll excuse it. I'm not going to dead name her, which is a weird line to draw in the sand. I will not dead name this anime character in this anime about zombies. But basically, after having an argument about the leg hair incident and not wanting to come out of her room, she finds a facial hair, and that combined with the stress from earlier, just fucking her heart stops. Her heart just fucking explodes. Which was played comedically, but I cried my fucking eyes out because I empathize with her so much. And I was going to go into some of the reasons that people don't think she's trans, but I had a Reddit thread as my primary source, and Reddit is down as of recording this, so fuck. But basically, during the story, her dead name comes up a lot, and Sakura, the main character, I think that's her name, it's been a while. She's like, who is this other character you started talking about halfway through? And Lily says, well, that's my old name, that's the name I don't use anymore, outing herself as trans. And other than the initial shock from the characters, Saki, my personal favorite character, is a dick about it. She's like, haha, this is fucking hilarious. Your dead name is so butch. It doesn't fit you at all. Ha ha ha. Which I kind of take as lighthearted, haha, but don't do that to people. Don't do that to trans people. Don't discuss their, dead names. But long story short, they go to Kotaro, or I think that's his name, and are like, did you know? And he's like, well, hell yeah, I know. What the fuck's it matter, you fucking weirdos? She's Lily. Who cares? She's not going to age. She's not going to hit puberty. She's just a girl. And so they all agree, yeah, okay, she's a girl. Fucking end of it. Who cares? That's it. And that's great. her transness doesn't define her, which is a really, really good feature of like a trans character in media. That's something you don't see very often. And I was very enthused about that. The entire rest of the fucking series, they don't mention it once more. They're just like, yeah, she happens to be trans. It doesn't matter. She's still Lily. And that's great. That's really good. So, like, I don't know. She's like the best example of like trans representation in like current media I could think of, aside from like, there's a bunch of stuff I just haven't watched. Partially because I don't have means to watch a lot of stuff, and partially fear of like, oh God, what if it's terrible? You know. No, she was really good. The problem is, and this is where the Reddit being down thing kind of comes in to hinder me a little bit, because I don't remember exactly the arguments people are making. But I'll try to throw some stuff up on the screen here and there. I'm not going to do it like this because then I'd have to edit the video very much. But basically, people were getting angry about it because with some various otaku types, they tend to have this feeling like trans people shouldn't exist, and like any trans representation in anime is, oh, they're actually a boy, they just like dressing like a girl and presenting as a girl, and being referred to as a girl and all this stuff just because it's fun or something. Which is kind of a ridiculous like outlook, really. I mean, they aggressively dead name trans characters. Like they aggressively Astolofo. What's her name? I don't remember her name, but oh my God, if you ever go on like anime forums, they will just be so aggressively like just misgendering the shit out of her. Just be like, oh, what a good boy. What a proper young man, like, what the fuck? Oh, I clipped the shit out of that, by the way. But yeah, like they'll just aggressively misgender like trans characters, and I'm not entirely sure what the point is. But there was a big problem with like people were like going on and on about Lily. They're like, fucking, well, you can't know for sure. I mean, in the original Japanese, it wasn't as clear as in the English translation, which is more clear in the Japanese. Like, I look, like somebody translated it. It's like, actually, yeah, they were more, again, no source anymore because fucking bookmark isn't working. But, like somebody like looked up the actual actually like translated it themselves or whatever. And like the original Japanese makes it even more obvious that she's trans. And the aggressive trans flag coloring throughout the series makes it even more obvious that there is supposed to be trans inclusivity in this show. I mean, Sakura in that fucking scene where she finds out that Lily is trans is wearing all trans flag colors and normally has like this trans flag color like ribbon deal going on the side of her head. I'm looking at myself mirrored, so it's probably actually this side of her head. I'm not sure. Everything's backwards in this crazy world. Yeah, like there's no doubt that there's supposed to be, it's trans representation. That's fine. It's just people. In this day and age, people just really do not like trans people. I don't get it. But next time I'm going to cover other things. I suppose this episode I'll just say that like I'll give her a fucking perfect 5 out of 5 on trans representation. I mean, is perfect. I mean, aside from the dead naming and the characters laughing about it at first, one character in particular laughing about it, I'd say it was perfect. And honestly, that was all plot device and ended in an overwhelming like message of just accept trans people for who they are. So I'm definitely giving Lily from Zombieland Saga. Did I even name the anime at the beginning of the episode? Oh my God, I'm such an amateur. She gets a perfect 5 out of 5 on representation, which I have an entire list of things I want to cover, and I guarantee you there are not a whole lot of 5s in there. Like, oh my god, the current discourse today is about Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And I don't want to cover that. I don't want to cover that, but I'm going to have to cover that video. It's not going to be pretty. So I've been Elise. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to cover more of these topics. I have a few projects in the works. I'll just name off a couple things I want to cover. I want to cover Glenda from Glenn or Glenda, probably like one of the first trans characters, like at least I can think of in cinema. Ed Wood movie, terrible movie, by the way, terrible director, but fucking classic. I want to cover Denise from Twin Peaks. I want to cover Notori from Wandering Sun, another anime, which, oh my god, don't watch that if you're trans and you want to have your eye makeup not be ruined, I tell you that. Carmen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, very important to me personally, because I grew up, I just fucking love that show, and there's one trans character, and I need to do a video about her, is all I'm saying about that. But then, like, Sophia from Orange is the New Black, there's the main antagonist from Ace Ventura, there's all kinds of things I need to cover here. But yeah, I don't want to go off on a rant. I won't make this outro too long, but follow me on the old Twitter if you want updates. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want to. I'm not your boss. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Fuck you. Telling the audience to fuck themselves. That's the way to get popular. Okay. Stop that recording.